This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in, Follow the Money, VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard with you, live on a Tuesday, downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is your spot. Hell of a 3-hour program lined up today. A lot on the World Cup, a lot on Major League Baseball, some NBA offseason. Johnny Avello on the program coming up in 30 minutes. We'll talk to him about the World Cup and what was the damage they were looking at if the USA really made a deep run in this tournament. And I guess how good of a result was that for the book last night, as all that money came in on the USA before that pathetic and embarrassing performance took them out. Alex Crook on the cup, Steve Wiss a little bit later on, and Bruce Marshall as well. How far are they going to get close ever in our lifetime, Paulie? That much more on that coming up. But can we say this now that the Argentina comeback, is that the best match of the tournament? I'm confusing myself here every day because it gets topped the way it seems.
Cape Verde was better because it would happen in extra time. But that comeback was phenomenal. And 2-0 down in the 78th minute to win in 90 minutes, nuts.
Egypt was minus 135 to win late in regulation.
About the 84th minute, yes. Yes.
What is happening?
But to score 3 times and win it. 30-1 at DraftKings in play, 25-1 at Caesars, 20-1 other places. That was to win in regulation. 9-1 to advance when they were down 2-0. And then the controversy again with VAR. But how they continue to do this and the comeback again. That is now 31 goals and added stoppage time as well for the tournament, which forget about that with the record.
Well,
it just keeps the goals after 90 minutes keep coming.
Do you recall what that prop was before the tournament started? I believe books had that up.
I never saw it.
How many goals will be in stoppage time?
Oh.
It's every single day the way it seems. And then Messi, of course, with another goal. Why would he not? So you know what that means. Now that either capped off parlays going back to Sunday, when Holland and also Harry Kane got in, or that activated and started new parlays.
Yeah.
With him scoring today, Messi on the pitch on Thursday, and tying into Norway playing England coming up on Saturday as well. So these superstars are getting there almost every single game, Paulie.
They're begging to get beat, too.
Oh,
this is why everyone who has the Colombia tickets as well.
Well, you must have been dancing today with your bet.
I was looking. I wanted to add more Colombia. Because while they were down 2-0, Colombia was still 25-1 to win this. And then the bracket opens up. But after the last 2 matches now, they're just begging to get beat. And Egypt deserved a better fate. And they're crying after what happened and why that goal was disallowed. But in any event, you can't blow a 2-goal lead in the 78th minute. You got to find a way to get it. And you can't even get the extra time. That's the other kick to the basket, how that played out. So it's just all-time tournament. And again, I'm going to be depressed when it's over. So congrats, they move on and they get the winner of Switzerland and Colombia coming up to cap off the quarterfinals.
Well, it goes back to, one of the bets that I had. Think about this bet that I had in pocket yesterday. It was the Dodgers to beat the Rockies last night, tied into Argentina to win today, not to advance, to win the match. Yeah. So in 90 minutes. And the Dodgers blew a 6-3 lead. It went to extra innings and they somehow got the win. I had absolutely zero business winning that bet. That's outrageous that I did, in fact.
Yeah, I saw back after this sent a tweet, too.
How about this?
Funhouse. He's not a big soccer bettor, but he's like, what a miracle that is to cash that in regulation.
Yeah, he tweeted at us with the screen grab. He had 2,700 on Argentina at minus 257. And he said, I've been gambling for a long time. If I've ever had a more unlikely win than this one, I don't remember what it was. And it needed to happen in regulation time. That's the whole key to the bit.
Yep. The other thing now, you go back the last 3 weeks, if you were blindly betting, come from behind and win every match, you're up 58 units. Circa has lowered it to plus 550 on these matches now. You get both teams. DraftKings had Argentina 9-1 to come from behind and win. 58 units now last 3 weeks.
Unreal.
Blindly bet every match.
Yeah, so
the comebacks, the stars, everything going on.
I actually did add Colombia today.
Yep.
To win the whole thing when they were down 2-0.
They've conceded 1 goal in the whole tournament, and they outplayed Portugal.
And I got to tell you this, too. The Golden Boot race was over.
Yep.
Because until he scored Argentina's second goal today in his 8th of the tournament, if that doesn't go in, they're wiped out. He finishes the tournament with 7, and he would automatically lose to Mbappe right now because Mbappe, one of the tiebreakers is assists. And Mbappe has 2 assists, and he would have taken it down.
Okay.
So that's over with. He has no chance to cash it. But now everything opens back up now for this team. And I'm kind of with you, though, now. I am back-to-back performances like that. If Colombia can get by today, and maybe I should say the same thing about Switzerland, right? But they are begging to be had, Argentina, begging.
Yep. How does Cape Verde have a better keeper than us?
And it's not. Well, that's
the other thing. I mean, a population of 500,000, and we can't find a goalie, a decent keeper. But he was the star of that match, too. How well he played, and then the theatrics and what happened in extra time. But I'm totally with you. This is just, everyone's been ripping the FIFA rankings in the light of what happened last night as well. But this Argentina team doesn't look like one of the best teams by far.
No.
And they've struggled. Cape Verde and now Egypt? Come on.
I know. And I got it. And Egypt, look, by the way, their defense was awesome. And I still don't know how that second goal was wiped off the board. Like they don't, complaining about it as well. We're getting feedback on email and on X today, even before the show starts. Like, can somebody explain that to me? Why that was not a goal? It came off the board like 2 minutes after it was. So I don't know.
Right. Goes to the other end of the pitch.
Yeah. Yep. It was ridiculous, in my opinion, what happened there to Egypt. And also, there's the two teams now remaining on that upper part of the bracket to the right side. The winner of England and Norway.
You're cooking.
Absolutely, you are.
You are cooking.
Harry Kane is live to win. I think the winner of that match, Kane or Holland, clearly live to win that award.
Yeah.
So
who had a Colombia-Norway semifinal?
Oh.
That's in play too. And you got to fade the yellow. What, Harry gets another yellow? He's suspended.
Right.
So he's got to fade that in the next match too. But Saturday's going to be fantastic. Winners, Colombia, if they advance, play in Kansas City Saturday night. I like under 2.5 in this match.
I'm open
Still time to jump in 6 minutes in.
Okay, very good. I'm open for any comparison from the audience right now to that third goal last night. What's the comp to that? That's an all-time disgrace. That's not even high school level. That's worse than that.
What was worse, the keeper or Tim Ream not being able to stop it?
He was, on all 4 goals, he was completely lost.
Yes.
It's like they were totally unprepared to play that game last night. And that was eye-opening, that was embarrassing, and that was yet the every 4-year reminder that we are not close to these best teams. We get sucked in. We think that we're getting closer and closer. We think that we can actually go on deep runs. I was actually hoping that they would win that match last night to bet on Spain, which we talked about yesterday based on, and we'll talk to Johnny Avella about that coming up in about 20 minutes here.
Yeah.
That would have been the time, I think, to absolutely pound against them. But for those of you who bet Belgium last night based on all that money coming in on the U.S., congratulations, because you never had to sweat that one out. That was a rocking chair, and that was stealing candy from a baby.
I didn't think it was that easy. I thought so. We had a shot to 2-1. But
I thought it was easier than I just said, actually.
But to get the equalizer and then you give up the 2-1, give up the lead, or excuse me, then they take the 2-1 lead right after was deflating. But we handed them 3 goals, so it doesn't seem that we're close. We kept mentioning that it's a big step up in competition. We finally play a top 10 team and get eviscerated. But it's just I thought there was a chance after we get the equalizer from Tillman, and then you give it up yet again, and then the third goal is just a backbreaker. It's so bad and amateurish, that third goal. And then the fourth goal was just as bad, too, with Lukaku putting it in. So
yeah, see, I saw the game differently. I saw a team from Belgium that was precise with everything that they did on offense. I thought their passing was extraordinary, and the defense, again, was completely lost and not ready for the U.S., and I thought it was a fluky goal by Tillman, again, to get in and be able to do that twice. Great for him, amazing moment. But other than that, they presented to me little to zero chances throughout almost that entire match. And Pulisic was horrendous in the match last night. He had 11 turnovers.
Yeah.
And they never tried to attack. And Belgium, by the way, they sat all their stars. I guess that tells you that maybe this golden age here or the golden generation for Belgium, maybe the young guys are going to be okay when they move on, because without De Bruyne, without Lukaku right away in that match, and they scored right away, and you're right, Paul, to go up at 2-1 again on that other goal. The
guy got a problem with this is Pulisic, because this guy, what is he, Zion Williamson? And he made it worse with his comments after the match. Well, I'll be good now with rest, with the injury that he had. The guy's always hurt. He can't deliver. He can't score. He's all hype, all these commercials, and he was a total non-factor again.
Yet again.
It's not like it's once every 4 years. So people are infuriated at that guy, and I don't blame them. You know, you go back since he did the Trump dance, he scored 1 goal in 14 games. That's the other thing that happened. It's just you can't stay healthy. Total flop. I know Massero and other people were going after him for the entire World Cup, and he just turned out to be a total bust. Yeah. After of how bad he was. Mm-hmm. You know, the goalkeeping was atrocious. The Tim Ream stuff. 38 years old. We can't do better than this. Our offense is fine. Why can't we find defenders? Why can't we find keepers? Everyone said our goalkeeping was a problem, and everyone turned out to be right. It's we were closer in 2014 when we lost 2-1. 2002, 94. To think we win the group and we got a shot, but I guess it turns out when we played a good team, that was it, and we were embarrassed.
Yeah. What did Michael Lombardi always say on the network? We're a year away from being a year away.
Yeah, right.
I think the U.S. is 4 years away from being 4 years away from being 4 years away.
I mean, you get the break with the red card with Balogun. Trump helps out, and then on your home soil, that happens for the world to see. And that's hard to take because it's once every 4 years.
Sure.
Oh, boy.
And imagine if it was a different team other than Belgium, maybe even better than Belgium.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I wanted Spain in the worst way.
Oh, me too. Because imagine.
I don't know. Maybe you were right about Senegal. I mean, Belgium was lucky. Forget all the Argentina talk. They're down 2-0 in the, 85th minute?
Right.
And they win in extra time. That should have been Senegal yesterday.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to update this Switzerland-Colombia match coming up. They are now in the approaching the 12th minute. Also, some strong comments after the match, obviously, from last night. Carly Lloyd, Alexi Lalas, and this contract in the NBA kind of feels like Jaylen Brown all over again. This is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. Use promo code TRYRTN for a 5-day free trial.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
On the next A Numbers Game, the World Cup quarterfinals are set finally. We got a day off today, but that doesn't mean Chris Felica is not going to chime in on it today. He will. The Bear from Fox Sports, his thoughts on all 4 quarterfinal matches set to go starting tomorrow in this year's World Cup. Plus, Todd Wishnev on Major League Baseball. Will Hill, all of his bets across the sports betting landscape. Paul Sporer on Major League Baseball as well. It's A Numbers Game, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
15th minute, they're playing in Vancouver. Winner of this match will get Argentina somehow, some way. Tom Brady even tweeted out, that was probably even more impressive than 28-3. Down 2-0, 78th, 79th minute, and they score 3. They win it in 90-plus stoppage. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The Swiss have had the possession here, Paulie, 60% of the match so far, but they have 0 shots. And Colombia has had 1 shot, but it wasn't on goal. Nothing happened, and you said you're under 2.5 here?
Yes. Colombia's been great defensively.
Yep.
Only allowed 1 goal for the tournament. We got to get them through here. Definitely can get Argentina now.
Do you have a comparison for the third goal allowed by USA last night? I can't get over how... what's the correct word to even use? Embarrassing is not strong enough. Pathetic, whatever. It was such a letdown. It was crippling.
Yes.
That single play told me we have no chance in my lifetime to compete with the big boys.
I have several examples and letdown examples over the course of 40 years watching sports. But the comparison where you give up an embarrassing goal like that, backbreaker, and it's over, I mean, it's hard to put in words because it's with once every 4 years, and the whole country's behind you, and what Trump does, and we get the big lift and boost before the match, and then it's just... To lose is one thing, but you embarrassed yourselves, and they're mocking you afterwards.
Yeah.
They're doing dances. They're okay. What did they tweet? Overturn this, whatever, Belgium?
Yeah.
So it's just... And then for it to happen in Seattle, and everyone's so excited, and it's just, you just right. You can't. You're a professional. That happened on the 3rd goal and the 4th goal. It's tough to take.
It really was,
and that's why everyone's so demoralized about we're not even close, because you look at that's where FIFA rankings play a role about who did we play. You Paraguay, Australia, Bosnia, and then you finally take on a top 10 team. And you get blasted like that, and they rub your nose in the dog poop.
Yeah, I really feel I'm going to set a reminder for like 3.5 years from now. Don't fall for it again. Enjoy it, I guess, while you can, but when they take on and again, Belgium was not even trending in the right direction.
Yeah. Is there anything we can do? I mean, we had 1 quarterfinals run. That's it. Going back since the 80s, we've had 1 quarterfinal run. I guess we just have to accept we're not good at this sport, and nothing can change it.
Probably.
Yeah,
I do, so I think it's an interesting conversation. Like, what if Bryce Harper played soccer? What if Jamar Chase played soccer? What if George Kittle played soccer? What if Jahmyr Gibbs was a star? You know what I'm saying? Like, if we took the absolute best of the best from all the other sports and they decided to go at it when they were 6 years old playing soccer, does that change things? I don't want to sound like an arrogant, homer here. Maybe. I mean, it's easy to say. Does it actually play out like that on the pitch? I don't know.
Well, look at Messi, though. He's not big.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's all about being big, strong.
Yeah, it might not be.
Yeah.
Holland, though, is huge.
That's true.
He could play linebacker.
Yeah.
Strong comments after the match, and I'm glad they did this, by the way. I'm glad they were not waving the flag. You had to be strong with that, right? Let's begin with Carly Lloyd on how disappointed she was after that game last night.
No, look, it's a bit of a downer for us being out here now after this loss, but I felt like they lost the game before they even stepped out onto the pitch, and I'm not sure why, and I don't know the reasons, but just from the beginning, just chasing, tentative, scared, just not confident on the ball. And I think big-time players, you wanted some of those big-time players to step up in big moments. And I got to be honest, I was a bit disappointed with Christian Pulisic. I think whether he wants to be the star of this team or not, we didn't see enough from him in this particular game and really the whole World Cup. Little glimpses here and there, but, look, aside from this loss, I think on the brighter storyline, it's been a fantastic World Cup. This team has united the country. They have, gotten American fans to fall in love with them. And there is a bright future, but this is just a real disappointing loss to go out on.
Okay, so what's a bright future then?
I can't agree with that. I can't get there.
Just
because look at Balogun. He's our best player, but compare him to where he's at in his career professionally.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why it's so disappointing. And it's like, well, what's going to happen in the future? I don't think there's anything that changes. I'm glad she went after Pulisic as well, but we've talked about how about the first goal? I mean, the announcers were aghast at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why did you stop? Why you left them wide open?
Yeah, they did. They
were
did.
Confused on the first goal.
The entire match, it felt like they left guys wide open, unmarked overall.
Yes.
And so I guess just, again, in 4 years when they play it, it's going to be like mainly like in Spain, Portugal, and Morocco, the World Cup. Hopefully they can, win like the round of 32 again and get back to the stage of the round of 16 and just enjoy it for what it is, but don't have any high expectations like, a lot of us did this time around. Alexi Lalas last night, his thoughts after USA lost 4-1.
First off, I think congratulations have to go to this Belgium team to come into this environment and put on a show like that. And from a U.S. perspective, they picked the worst time to play their worst game. And I think Mauricio Pochettino and the players would admit that. To echo what Stu and John said, anytime this happens, and I've been through this now a lot, the question is always, well, was this a success? Look, I think that this team did win hearts and minds. I think that this team did bring people into the tent, and they should be incredibly proud for that. But also, there's a part of me that says the time for moral victories is over, and so we've left something on the table here. And that, to me, is disappointing. I also know it's going to be disappointing to the players and to Mauricio Pochettino when they look at this game. Because, again, the goals that they gave up at times were self-inflicted against a better team. But this U.S. team has beaten better teams in the past. It just didn't happen here today. So it's going to be disappointing to go out, but also in the way in which they went out, which was much more of a whimper than a roar that we had seen through this tournament.
Yeah, I'm glad he brought up the moral victories.
Yes. I'm
over it. We've had him for 30-plus years.
Yep.
Enough with that.
Was it a success? Maybe if we lost 2-1 and were competitive. I could say that. I thought that was excellent there.
Right.
No moral victories. We won the group. We were better in the Turkey match.
Yeah. Oh yes, 100%.
There was nothing on the line.
Yeah.
But he's right. To go out like that on the biggest stage and play your worst performance, have your worst performance at the worst time as well. And Dempsey, Donovan, those guys. It's just I kind of miss those guys as well because it goes back to where's your heart and where's your pride and just not to have it from the get-go. Other people saying we were out-coached and out-managed. I don't know about that. I just think they had better players, but it was just a bizarre match from when it started that we weren't ready to go, and they took us out like that.
Yeah, we have a lot of World Cup action coming up on this show over the next 2.5 hours. By the way, coming up in about 40 minutes, we're going to get your reaction, the comp to the overall letdown last night, any sporting event like in recent years. I threw out Patriots 13, Rams 3 in the Super Bowl. The total was 55.5. That was 3-3 going to the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But for under bettors, they loved it. But overall, for drama and entertainment like that, nothing. I have a lot of great examples. We're going to do that at 5 o'clock Eastern time. How about another comp here? Donovan Mitchell's contract extension today with the Cavaliers. In year number 4, it'll pay him $75.5 million. Isn't this Jaylen Brown all over again? How are they going to be able to move this contract at that age?
Well, his numbers aren't bad. That's what will help him. He can score. He doesn't have the hideous analytics and advanced numbers like Brown. And he's also not a ball stopper. But that's also where we're at with the NBA with the going rate. Right now, I can't say how bad it is, but it could be horrendous.
Oh, it's going to be. I will. It's going to be horrible in three and 4 years.
Who knows? If LeBron what if they get a championship out of it? That's it's probably going to be worth it. But we'll see what LeBron decides to do, and we'll see if they have any success here moving forward. Maybe the biggest problem could be Harden as well.
Yeah, could they also do this? Like Windhorst has been saying this again, like today a lot, and yesterday as well. Everybody that he talks to, they're afraid of Cleveland. Nobody seems that they have optimism in the market overall. To be honest, could they get rid of Harden and bring in like DeRozan, and then bring in LeBron? Because that team can probably win a title as long as Harden's not on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about the fit. Everyone's talking about the story, but for a fit, like Minnesota, yes, if he wins there, he's a hero. But then again, he's got to play with ball. In Cleveland, Harden's going to dribble the air out of the ball, even though I'm going home again, and this is how I'm going to end it. There's only one ball. And, Mitchell wants his shots too. So there was internet conjecture about maybe Wiggins for Harden or something they could do there.
I'm fine with that.
I don't know, yeah. But that's another problem too. If you're talking about championships and you want to go to the organization where this guy's a part of, and he always crumbles and fades in the playoffs, that's going to be difficult, I think.
I mean, I like LeBron going to Cleveland overall. I'll like it a lot more if they get rid of Harden. Somehow can wiggle out of that contract and bring in a player instead of him. I mean, what if they never made that move for Garland? And then LeBron is open to come back home. Would you not love the Cavaliers next year?
Yeah. Well, they don't have Mitchell then, I guess. That was to keep Mitchell happy because they don't have this news then. Mitchell leaves if they don't get his buddy Harden. But
unless they told him that LeBron might come.
Yeah, which I didn't think they would know at the time, but who knows? But that looks ridiculous to trade a 36-year-old for a 26-year-old.
How about like prediction markets? LeBron's like minus $1.15 to go to Cleveland. Does it seem like a good bet?
Yes.
At this stage of the game?
It seems like it's going to happen.
The head of DK Sportsbook, Johnny Avello, next. USA Soccer, from an overall betting perspective, is there a comparison to the lopsided betting handle when this team wins a few games? We'll ask him coming up next.
The biggest contest we've ever seen.
Seriously, what's the guarantee?
They're still talking about it.
I think it's time to put the rumors to rest.
Showtime.
$30 million.
$30 million?
$30 million? $30 million?
That's $30 million guaranteed. 3 contests, multiple ways to win, no rate. Entry starting at $1,000. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
30th minute here, Colombia and the Swiss and Switzerland just had an incredible attempt, but they could not get one past the keeper for Colombia, so that game is still scoreless. And right now, more soccer. We go out to the progressive guest line. Johnny Avello, the man in charge of DraftKings Sportsbook, joins us now. Johnny, hope you're having a great summer, and you're out of the Vegas heat right now, which is a smart move. Thanks for the time today. How are you?
I'm doing well, guys. Thanks. Good to talk to you.
Sure. Can you tell us, like, when Team USA, when they're winning matches in the World Cup, and sports betting just gets bigger every single year, and we're kind of all buying in, like, hey, they actually might go on a deep run. Like, what's the betting handle like for a match with USA involved, like last night? What's the comparison for that?
Last night's USA game was comparison. You can compare that to a Monday night football game, Sunday night football game in the NFL, which is a really big handle. Surprisingly, that was not the biggest handle for us of the entire World Cup tournament. The Mexico game was the day before.
Ooh.
Just slightly, but both of those games were the biggest handles by far. The USA had 3 of the largest handles in the tournament so far. So you ask, what's going to happen when they get better? Well, they're pretty good this year. It's going to take a little bit more to, catch up with some of the teams that have been playing this game for years and years and, have figured out the formula. But anytime USA is going to play, we're going to be in desperate need of the other side to win. And guys, I got to tell you, it's not like we're rooting against the USA because we're not. We're putting up a line where, whatever happens, happens. And we're putting up a fair line. We're not skewing it, knowing that the USA is going to get, bet heavily. We're just putting up a fair number for our customers.
Yeah, good answer as well, because I saw a lot of people like Patrick Everson, and he talked to a lot of traders and sportsbook managers, and a lot of guys signed off at the end, go Belgium. And it's like, okay, you win almost every time. But how much was the in-play a huge factor in the England match, considering England was a man down, and people thought Mexico could rally?
Yeah, the in-play is big each and every game. You could figure on somewhere maybe about 30% of the handle or more to be on the in-play. And it is a great game to bet in play because you have more time to think. It's not like the NFL and other games where you get seconds to make a decision on something. The ball's usually kind of stagnant and not much happening sometimes for multiple minutes. In that particular game, they did try to pile up on one side, thinking that team had the advantage, and that's what in-game's about. In-game's about having a feeling for something or seeing something that, where you see a disadvantage or an advantage to your side. So in-game continues to be not only big for soccer, but every sport that we offer.
Well, sure, especially what you guys are talking about here. Once the red card comes out on England, everybody's going to be like, wait a second here. This is still kind of early in the match. We got to pound Mexico right now. How about if the U.S. if like they were for real this year and they made a deep run, like the overall damage, if they made the finale or if they won the whole thing, is that comparable to anything that you guys do?
Probably the biggest future book loss we would ever have, by a lot. They never stop betting, and first of all, you got to go back to when the World Cup was even announced and we had it up. And of course we had to change a few teams here and there, but the U.S. was bet throughout that time period. And then when the tournament started each and every game in between games, it wasn't a day where we didn't get hammered on the USA to win it all. And we really did keep up a really fair price. I was 60 when the tournament started, kind of stayed in that area. And then even yesterday during the in-play, when they were down a goal, their price was as high as 50 to 1. So we continued to give a really fair price on them, and it would have been an extreme loss if they would have got there.
And you're telling me that had they won the match last night and advanced to take on Spain on Friday, you're thinking that the opener you guys would have put up would have been on the money line, Spain around minus 110. Is that correct?
110, 115. Yep, that's on the three-way.
Right.
Spain would have been higher on to advance. They would have been around 280 or so. But remember, in the three-way, it has to happen in the 90 minutes plus the stoppage time, or else it turns into a draw at that point. And there was a lot of games. If you look back in the tournament, there's been a lot of draws so far.
Yes.
So a lot of teams play a little bit different type of game. If they're tied up with a couple of minutes to go, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to go, some teams that are behind one, they get a little bit more aggressive. But from what I've seen, when teams they're tied up with 10 minutes to go, they want to score, but they don't take a lot of chances.
You're everywhere. I would think that these player props have been horrible for you. Oh. The superstars keep scoring, and then we had that stretch where the big three kept getting two, and they played like one after another as well. How bad was that?
Oh, we got hammered on some games. We really did. Any games, when you go back a little bit earlier in the tournament, there were days when, France would win 3-0, Brazil would win 3-0. Spain would win 2-0, and what they would do is they'd bet those teams not only to win the game, but they'd also bet them to cover the goal and a half, and then all the star players to score either first goal, anytime goal, and so all of that was parlayed together in same game parlays, and we really did take a beating on a few days. I'm telling you, it was it was like the NFL. It would be like the NFL with all the chalk winning and all the chalks teams. All their high-end players all scoring a touchdown. Yeah. That's kind of what it equated to.
A couple touchdowns, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. It happened, and it happened again today with Messi scoring. So that probably again activated a bunch of other parlays now, tying into Mbappe on Thursday, and then the Sunday match. If Haaland and Kane both score again, it's going to be a bloodbath, I'm guessing, for you guys.
Oh, it's awful when it happens. But hey, guys, that's part of the business. It's going to happen at some point, right? And you just go with the flow, knowing that there's better days ahead.
I'm glad you offer this market. It's great. Like next team, and then the NBA with all the player movement. How have the future odds been, and how's the action with LeBron and the big like Kawhi and Giannis next team props?
First of all, LeBron. There's been a few teams that have been the favorite at some point. There was, the Golden State was about a 240 favorite at one point. They are now plus 5-1.
Wow.
The Heat were taking some money. Now everybody's kind of settled on the Cavs. The Cavs, they're the team now taking the money. They are minus $1.35. It's no short thing that he's going to go there either. And maybe he's going to have one of those shows where everybody tunes in and he's going to let everybody know where he goes. Remember that fiasco that happened back quite a few years ago? But hey, this is a difficult market for us at all times. Traders got to be really sharp, got to be certainly keeping their ears and eyes open 24/7 because the news just changes. This, anytime we do any of these type of bets whether it's an NFL draft or some kind of future on players next team, it's out of our control. So it's all about just kind of knowing what's going on as best you can.
Yeah, and I'm guessing you guys probably across the country write quite a bit to something like that, right? LeBron, Giannis, is it going to be Boston? Will it be Miami? You guys are probably taking a lot of action on that.
We do. We actually do because we're one of the few to put it up.
That's right.
Yeah.
And people just look for a place to go where they can find it.
Johnny, great to catch up with you. Enjoy your time in Southern California. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good talking to you.
Back at you. There you go. Johnny Avello on the Progressive Guest Line, head of DK Sportsbooks across the country. This is a good tweet talking about the result last night and how ugly it was, that third goal from this is from Beer Guy on X. Ramirez snap over Manning's head on the first play of the Super Bowl, similar to that third goal.
Good, yeah. Like if Hellebuck would have allowed a shot from center ice.
Yeah.
Late in the. Why are we so good at hockey? You know how expensive it is to play hockey? The equipment, the travel.
The travel that you have?
Because I keep reading youth soccer is broken. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that, but that Dan Wetzel had a great piece on it. Other people about how bad youth soccer is. I don't know. Because it kind of doesn't make sense if we win the gold medal. The great story about 1980, but how expensive it is to play hockey, yet we're a disgrace in soccer.
Yeah, what about this from Kyle on X? The good thing is for the U.S. and his belief that the World Cup, with it being in America, thousands, if not millions of more kids will play the sport, which leads to better competition, which leads to better players. Well, we can hope, right? It would be awesome if we're a soccer power.
Yeah, I know. That's why I couldn't believe guys signing off with their text who worked at sports books. Go Belgium. You got to win every single day. If they win, they're just going to bet it against us, against Spain, no matter. I mean, come on.
Win, lose next. Yes, they were eliminated last night, but we have a banger of a game on Thursday night. I'll explain next.
You make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me crazy. Yeah, that shit makes me crazy. You make me go loco, loco. You make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me crazy. Yeah, that shit makes me crazy. Yeah, that shit makes me. You make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me crazy. Yeah, that shit makes me crazy. You make me go loco, loco. You make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me.
The party never stops at Stadium Swim.
You make me go loco, loco.
Check out Stormy and JVT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
They are last in the division last year, and they were still 9-8, which was better than the winner of the NFC South a season ago.
My eyes have not come across English words that have said that J.J. McCarthy is killing it.
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Spain, Portugal, 1-0, paid 8-1. Belgium, USA, Tillman to score outside the box, 17-1. The Ketelara, 2 goals, 19-1. First goal, 11-1. 4-1 exact score, 30-1. Alt total over 4.5 plus 375. Goal in the first 10 plus 415. The epic match earlier this morning, Argentina, Egypt, 3-2 Argentina, 35-1. Ibrahim first goal, 90-1. Oh. Anytime goal, 35-1.
What?
Argentina to miss a penalty, 7-1. Second time Messi's missed a penalty. In play, 30-1 at DraftKings, 25-1 at Caesars, 18-20-1 at other places. To come from behind and win, 9-1 at DK. That's both teams. Plus 550. Excuse me, that's just this Argentina. Circa plus 550, both teams. You're up 58 units blindly betting that in the last 3 weeks of the World Cup. Olsen, 2 home runs, 35-1. Ramos, 60-1. Sun money line, 6-1. WNBA catching 13 points.
Yeah. No Miles.
Yeah.
They lost the game outright. I guess it tells you, because now we've had it this week in the WNBA. That happened. And then Las Vegas has really struggled without Asia. Mm-hmm. They got absolutely blitzed by a Fever team that did not have Caitlin Clark the other night.
Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in, we'll put you on. It's that easy. This guy's got his pool. Can't love it. He can't get enough of it. He loves it, doing the 360s. And there's, as he gets it, got the water. Look at that guy dancing. Loves it. Can't get enough of the pool. That is awesome. It doesn't take a lot to make him happy as well.
The zoomies in the pool.
Yeah, that's right. That's great. Number 1. And this was awesome over at Circus here at Circa with the goal in the Mexico match. How crazy it was. And also at Stadium Swim. And apparently those the feast boat, they call it, have been popular at the pool. Where they bring out that big tray of food that can feed 100 people. I thought that's the one they were going to show here. That's phenomenal as well. Lose some, $750,000 bet here at Circa on USA to advance. That stinks. I never had a chance, I guess.
Absolutely wanted that person to win.
I know. Bad beats. Egypt was 10-1 in regulation. Plus 520 to advance. 2-0 in the 78th minute. Draw got as high as 380 in play as well.
Yeah, it should have been 3-0.
To show, yeah, possible. To show you what they're up against. Also, lose a bad beat. Dodger run line. 6-3 in the 9th. Rockies, Dodgers still won in extras, but the bullpen blew it in the 9th. Sports calendar never stops. Sharp Plays covers it all. All of it documented and posted publicly. SharpPlays.com. Jeff and the crew are excellent. You've heard them on the show many times. They've been with us since day one. Respected, watched, and feared. And when they move, the books take notice. Start winning with them and get the telegram. Get everything. And you look for the Mr. Poison tweets on a regular basis. SharpPlays.com.
Let's go back to what we were talking about with Johnny Avella in the previous segment about how they take a lot of action on these player props that they have up, like next team odds, back and forth with Giannis, where he was going to go. Same thing with LeBron now. And, I mean, when are we going to actually find out the LeBron news? Is it going to come in the next 2 weeks?
2 weeks?
That's what JVT was saying.
Oh, come on.
JVT said that he read a report that the team is known, but it's not going to become public knowledge until like 2 weeks down the road.
Oh, that's outrageous.
Of course it is.
Come on. He loves me some me. I would hope by Saturday. Got to announce it by Saturday.
Okay, so
come on.
And Brian Windhorst is a very good reporter when it comes to the NBA, just a reporter in general. He was on ESPN Cleveland again with our buddy Tony Rizzo, talking about how the vibes around LeBron are pointing towards a return to the Cavaliers.
People in the league are certainly, I think that it's pointing towards Cleveland, but they are operating off vibes. And if you ask me, are the vibes pointing towards Cleveland? Yeah, the vibes are pointing towards Cleveland, but it's just vibes. And I wish I could sit here and tell you, my sources tell me, Chris, that at 6:14 p.m. on Wednesday, here's the thing.
Right.
In 2010, he announced on live television. In 2014, he announced on the internet. I mean, it was basically through a magazine, but it's essentially in an internet article. In 2018 was a press release. Now he gets to pick the medium.
I want to know what the trainer at the gym says. Cleveland, who said it's already done and got it right the last time he went.
I'll try to find his Twitter account again and see if he's posted anything lately. He's 54% right now to go to Cleveland.
Big moves. Also seems cheap, though.
Golden State's been all... Yeah, I think it is cheap right now.
Isn't the Golden State thing's wild? From like minus 250 to now, like, what 18, 17%?
Yeah, 19 right now.
Yeah, Heat are ahead of them.
Not anymore.
Oh, they
dropped
the
below
Heat?
them, yes.
Okay.
And then the 76ers are down to 5%. Your Timberwolves are at 2%, which I'm open to. I would be intrigued, but I also can't see LeBron going to Minnesota and finishing his career there.
No.
I
also don't get the basketball fit in Philly. I don't think that's with Jaylen Brown and Maxey and Embiid.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good fit. Also, I can't see him being in Philly. Oh, he'd be a hero if they win. If he doesn't play well, they boo Santa Claus there. That's not a good way to go out and end your career.
By the way, what is he if he goes to like the fifth option? He's going to be okay with that too. I guess he'd be
at third. Embiid never plays, so I mean, but there's only one ball.
He's definitely not the first option with Minnesota.
No, he can't do that. LaMelo Ball would drive him nuts. No way.
So here's what we have to look forward to on Thursday night. Even though, again, USA out of there's still a lot, by the way, which we're going to get into a little bit later on the show. A lot of creative ways to bet the World Cup. But let me point this out. In his debut, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 4 threes, 11-21. Last night in his second Summer League game, Darren Peterson had 25 points, 8 of 15. He made 3 threes, 12 assists. The Jazz plan to rest Peterson, Ace Bailey, and Cody Williams tonight in their final game of the Salt Lake Summer League. The idea is here, the goal is for them to all play Game 1 Thursday night out here in Las Vegas as the Summer League begins, and it's going to be an absolute banger because the Utah Jazz will take on A.J. Debinsa and Darren Peterson and the Jazz. I took, by the way, with that news when it came out earlier today, I took the Thunder plus 3.5 tonight. We'll see how that plays out. Luke, do we have this here with Peterson? They played Memphis last night, and Cam Boozer was also very good. But Peterson knows, obviously, that players in the draft have an agenda, and he knew that going into that game with Boozer last night.
Always. I try to find something against everybody I play against. Yeah, he was the pick after me, so I know he probably had an agenda today as well, so I couldn't let that ride. Yeah.
I knew he was going to have an agenda. Speaking of Boozer, I can't let that ride. He was taken second behind Debinsa. They played plenty of times, high school, low, like AAU, whatever. Points props tomorrow night or Thursday night for Darren Peterson. I'm all in. You got to be.
There was a scout who told Tim McMahon from ESPN he'll be a top 10 player within 2 years. Wow. That's how impressed he is with him so far and what we think his game can be and translate to the association.
Also, I think I'm going to have to bet Utah. They're going to have games under their belt here going into that matchup. And if he's openly talking about going against players that he knows will have an agenda, well, he clearly is going to have one himself going against this guy who was taken number 1. Remember, if you go back to the Humans got Debinsa at plus 550 to go number 1 overall. Mm-hmm. Peterson was an overwhelming favorite to be the first pick in the draft. And then all the nonsense happened and it completely flipped. This score, by the way, at halftime now between Switzerland and Colombia is 0-0. That must have been a decent plus price. The nil at halftime. Well, we each need one here from Colombia.
Draw is plus 125. Switzerland's 9-1 to win in extra time. Colombia's 6-1. Switzerland is both teams about 7-1 to win on penalties. The match to go to penalties is plus 320.
Okay.
We are 1.5 total under minus 170 with all the in-play now that we're at halftime. Colombia minus 160 to qualify. Switzerland plus 140.
The meat man, Steve Wiss, is going to join the program a little bit later on. He tweeted this earlier today about this match. Tough here to finish the round of 16. Key injuries for the Swiss, which gives Colombia the edge. The sort of match you can't be totally convinced either side will take their chances. And he pointed out we are seriously due for a 0-0 match, but he's going to go, and he did go 1-0 Columbia, and that would be music to our ears here as well, Paulie, based on bets that we have on this team.
And it kind of flipped, too, after the 30th minute. It was a better performance by Columbia, and they had several chances before halftime.
I like hearing that. All right, this is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We'll discuss your comps to last night's disaster in Seattle. Give us your example of a complete letdown in sports. We'll go over some really good suggestions coming up next year, live in Las Vegas from Circa.